I like watching her win.
Canary Travel. They rule. Go Canary Travel. Thanks for flying Southwest.
Welcome to New Day Cleveland. I'm David Moss, and we're on the road, and I guess you have a pretty good idea of where we are, right? And we, well, that's me and a whole bunch of our viewers here for a great trip in what they used to call Sin City. Talk about used to. They built this sign back in 1959. A lady named Betty Willis made it at the request of a salesman who said, we need a sign that says something that makes people think this is a great city. Well, back in 1959, it was a little city, and now it is a great city with a whole bunch of familiar things and a whole bunch of things that are brand new. Of course, New Day Cleveland makes friends on the road here at the Link Promenade. Okay, are you ready to do this? Yes. Say cheese. Hey Tim, I saw these guys outside taking pictures in front of your store, and it's sort of like a blank frame out there. So people come here to do that, or what goes on here?
Well, a lot of things. So outside is actually a big Polaroid frame. People come in to take their own souvenir photo. They usually use a high roller as a backdrop. Then they come in here, and then they can actually print their photos.
What's this guy doing right here?
Oh, he's actually uploading his own photos to print them as the Polaroids.
Ah.
So they look like Polaroids. They come on like a thick paper. But besides that, we actually do metal prints, wood prints, glass prints, and acrylic right while you wait.
So you have all these great pictures from your Las Vegas trip, and then you come over here and see your experts here. There's all different ways to do it. I see you got a boatload of pictures back there. So how do you collect those, and how do those play into the game here?
So when we first opened, actually, most of those are employee photos, or when people actually come in for vacation, if they want to donate a photo of their own to the wall, we add it to the wall.
Add it to the wall. So you get books made here, you make albums down here, you make special cards, like all your special pictures right here at Photo and Go.
Yes.
And right here. And what's this area called out here? The Link?
This is called the Link Promenade.
The Link Promenade.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, there's a person out there, I think, who's going to give us a little tour and tell us a little bit more about it. So thanks a lot, man.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Photo and Go. Dig it. Tanya, I'm glad I found you because there's so many things here on the Link Promenade.
Yeah.
Why do they call it Link Promenade?
Well, you know what? Because it links together the front of the Strip, the High Roller, the Flamingo, and the Link Hotel.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
And the thing that links me to a little bit too is sprinkles. I mean, this is something I see on the West Coast where people are lined up down the street.
Iconic brand, absolutely.
So this is all about cupcakes.
It
and they've got a
delicious
little door,
cupcakes.
like this lady down there working on the side door there. What's she doing over there?
That is a cupcake ATM, because you may want a cupcake at 3 in the morning when you're in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, I think so.
So you might need to get to the ATM because they're open till 11 and not until 3 in the morning, but it's a busy spot at 3 a.m.
Yeah, so this is great. I discovered Photo and Go over there. I saw sprinkles here. That's great. I see this monstrous thing back here. What is this up in the air here?
This is the High Roller, and it is an observation wheel, and it is the best view of Las Vegas, day or night. You can see everything, everything.
That is fantastic. And I remember not that long ago, this area was sort of like nothing or on the way to being less than nothing.
Yeah, it was actually an alley, and a dark alley. It was a spot that was a little bit of an eyesore on the Strip, and it's turned into, as you can see, a beautiful spot where people stroll day and night.
It is totally vibrant. And it's fun to see all the little kids here, and it looks like it. You know, you talk about Las Vegas. This is a part of Las Vegas right here. There's something for everyone.
Absolutely. You'll see families during the day, and then you'll see in the evening people come for dinner, and there's a lot of wonderful night spots to grab a drink, and there's entertainment. So we kind of branch every demographic.
I heard you have kids, right?
I do.
Okay, so if you're going to bring your kids down here to the Link Promenade, where would you take them? What would be the order of things you do?
Well, I have one that's over 21, so she likes to go get something to eat and drink, maybe an alcoholic drink, and then I have one who's under 21, and I always end up taking her to Ghirardelli or Sprinkles. She's all about the cupcakes and the big sundaes and chocolates.
Oh, that's sort of a famous place.
Yes, both are famous,
Yeah, I love this because this is like, it's sort of like, it takes you off the Strip. It's a totally different feeling than anywhere else I've been in Las Vegas. us on this journey.
You know, and it is, and that's by design. You'll see there's a lot of landscape and greenery and fountains and places to sit. Wonderful places that you can kind of meander in and out, and the casinos are wonderful, and that's why people come. But sometimes you need a little bit of decompression time and a time to gather yourself before you get back at the table, and this is the spot to do it.
The LINQ Promenade is fresh air for me.
Absolutely.
In Las Vegas.
Yes.
It is great. It's a great New Day stop. And I was wondering, think we can get a ride on that thing?
You know, I might know someone who could get you on that.
Great. Okay,
Yep.
finally, you're giving me a chance to ride
I'm
the old
ready.
High Roller here, huh? And we got the special car too. The High Roller is a giant Ferris wheel kind of thing?
Yeah, we prefer not to call it a Ferris wheel. It's an observation wheel, but yes, a lot of people do call it a giant Ferris wheel.
It is a giant. It's 550 feet tall, so let's get on and see what happens.
Sounds good.
All right, guys.
So Tanya, you didn't tell me it starts off with a drink.
Well, you know what? We're in Las Vegas. Everything starts off with a drink, right?
We're in Las Vegas. Okay, so we're on board, and it's called the High Roller.
It is.
And this is a New Day first, so New Day Cleveland first. So I want to know about, does every car have a bar?
It does not, because of course we have families and so on, but it is an option. So we have bars in for, we call it the happy half hour, because the ride is a half hour, and that's always available. It's a small upgrade to get as much drinks as you can get down in a half hour.
Yeah, and I saw tickets were different prices for different times of day too, because I imagine when you come out here at night and you see the strip, that's got to be wild, crazy.
Absolutely. I mean, it's $1 million view for sure.
Yeah. So let's take a look here.
So this is the LINQ Promenade that we were just on.
That
and
beautiful
this is
little
the
fresh neighborhood.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's connected to the LINQ Hotel. So if you're a guest of the LINQ Hotel empties right into the LINQ Promenade, as well as the Flamingo.
Mm-hmm. It was fun getting on board here too, because I meant, how many people can you get in here?
40.
40.
A little bit less with the bar cart because that takes up some space, but.
So when you get 40 people on, and they're all, and the car doesn't stop, keeps on rolling, keeps on rolling.
You have to be athletic. No, not really.
Not really, no.
Actually, it moves fairly slow, but yes, it does keep moving. And we do stop or slow down if somebody does need assistance getting on.
Yeah, like me.
That's right.
No, I'm fine. I might need assistance getting off though, thanks to the lovely bartender here and what's going on here. So this is a great opportunity to see where everything is on this trip. And I think the great thing about this too is that you could probably use the High Roller as a place to figure out.
It is, yes, absolutely. You can get your bearings if you're in Las Vegas, because you can see the High Roller from everywhere. I live 20 miles away and I can see the High Roller from my house.
You know, when you stand on the ground, you look at this, the pods don't look this big. Like you just gave a shout out to Adrian. It's like howling across the room, hey over there!
Right.
Because you get like 40 people in here.
People are really shocked when they get in about how big it is. And so even if people have a little bit of nervousness about heights and so on, they get in here and they're actually very surprised how much they enjoy it.
Oh yeah, it's smooth. One of my fun moments also too is make sure you go to the bathroom, because there's no bathroom on board.
This is true. This is true. And drinking adds another whole layer of that on.
Yeah, a whole layer of that anxiety, right? Boy, this is amazing because you can see out to the mountains, you can see out over the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
It's terrific. Did they ever talk about how much it costs to build this? Is that a stat that you make public at all? Like
550 million.
550 million. So that's a lot of slot machine pulls.
That is a lot of slot machine pulls. That also includes the promenade, but it's a big investment by Caesars Entertainment, but one that is paying off for us.
It is great. We are, at this point in time, we are just approaching like what, maybe a quarter of the way up?
Yeah, and if we actually have screens that show you that, so you can see right up here, it shows you the entire time where you're at, how many feet you're at, and so
270 feet.
Correct. Yes.
So
and you'll know when you're at the top.
It'll be 550?
Yes.
So it'll be 550 feet.
Yep.
This is great. You can check out the top of all the buildings.
That's right. That's right. You have a bird's eye view of everything. And pretty soon we'll be over top of all of these casinos, and you'll be able to see for miles that way as well.
So I saw during the day for adults it's around $26, $27, something like that, and then at night it's around $36, $37, and it takes a half hour to go around.
Yes.
So all good stats to know. And once you get up here, if you're on a bar cart service, you can have a drink.
Absolutely.
So it's all fun.
And, you know, it's great. It's great to do maybe before you're going to go to a show or go out gambling or for dinner. It's also a great thing to do after. You know, it makes for a fun night.
This would be a great place to do a whole New Day show.
Absolutely.
New Day Cleveland, half hour times 2. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It's great. Well, I got to tell you, I'm a lucky guy to be in Las Vegas right now because I'm with Courtney, and the reason I'm so lucky to be with Courtney in Las Vegas is because she's with the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. So you're like the authority.
Oh, we try to be.
Yeah. So I was here about a year and a half ago, and all of a sudden I see a whole lot of new things that I don't really know about or understand. Like I saw this big thing in the air, looks like a Ferris wheel. What's going on with that?
That is the Las Vegas High Roller, and it is the world's tallest observation wheel.
Taller than the one in England.
It is. It's 550 feet tall. So you can ride around. It takes about a half hour. They even have ones with bars inside. So that's the happy half hour here in Las Vegas.
So you mean bar? You mean like saloon?
Correct.
Yeah, I thought maybe you had bars on the windows or something.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. Always in Las Vegas. Having a great time here. And I know some people haven't been here, so maybe 5 years, 10 years, or whatever. What can you tell those people have changed about Las Vegas? I mean, it seems to me it's an ever-changing personality.
It is, and there's something new all the time. So even if you were just here a couple months ago, we've got something new for you. So coming up this year, the biggest thing is our entertainers. So we have some of the biggest names coming to Las Vegas for the first time ever, and it's going to be at our brand new Las Vegas Arena that is right here behind us at the Monte Carlo.
I saw that. You know, I was looking at the arena, and I noticed a lot of the construction here has changed. The architecture, it's like big sweeping round movements and angles, and it's a different looking Las Vegas now too, isn't it?
It is. That arena is going to be beautiful. You're going to see some things there that you haven't seen at any other arena, and a lot of it's going to involve the public. Whether you're inside the arena at the event or not, you're going to feel like you're part of the excitement here.
It seems to me the chefs have become as big a stars as some of the big entertainment acts.
You bet. So Las Vegas has been named one of the top 5 culinary destinations in the world by Bon Appetit magazine. So you know you're in for a treat whenever you come to town. You think of any of the top chefs around, you watch their TV shows, odds are they've got a restaurant here just for you.
A restaurant or two.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I know some have the regular upscale restaurants, then they have a casual kind of restaurant, or sometimes they even have their muse of a restaurant, like their little fun thing they've always wanted to try, and they try it right here in Las Vegas.
Exactly. Las Vegas is definitely the place to be for our chefs, especially Gordon Ramsay. He's got 3 spots here right in town.
Will he holler at me if I go to his restaurant?
Depends on the day.
Because he hollers at people all the time, but he makes great food. I've been to his restaurants in London, and just terrific. So he's got a few of them here so that people get to try. And that's another great thing about here. You could stay here a week, and you could never touch a tenth of the restaurants here.
I've lived here for 13 years, and I've still got a few on my list that I'm ready to try.
Okay, so what are some of your favorites?
Oh, there's some all over the place.
Yeah.
I know, it's really hard to choose. So one of the most popular here in town is Giada, right there at the Cromwell down the street.
Oh.
So it is her only restaurant that she has, and she did it right here in Las Vegas.
And you know, some people love the things they discovered here 20 years ago. What are some of the things that have been here a long, long time that still thrive?
Well, Vegas changes a little bit all the time, but it's still the entertainment capital of the world. It's the wedding capital of the world, and there's always something really exciting that you can do here. One of my favorite things is a little restaurant. It's called Michael's. It's at the South Point Hotel and Casino.
I've been there.
Amazing. It's one of the few places you can go that still has table captains and tableside service with just about everything.
Yeah, that is a great restaurant. Is there still a restaurant here called Hugo's or something like that?
Hugo's Cellar. It's downtown, and it's one of the must-dos when you're here in town.
Yeah, so some people will come and visit and rediscover all this stuff, but also it's sort of cool to reach back in time and see some of those things that are classic Las Vegas too.
There are definitely some experiences that are timeless.
You talked about wedding chapels. Are you married yet?
I am. I've been married for 10 years. It's amazing.
Did you get married here?
I got engaged here in Las Vegas, right in front of the Bellagio fountains.
So there it is. Courtney, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
There's some tips for you.
It's normally $78 for $57.
Yep. After the break, saving money in Vegas? Sound crazy? Mm-mm. Big discounts on all things Vegas.
Oh, the trip was awesome. I love the trip to Vegas. It's a nice getaway. We've had fun, gambled a little bit, won some, lost some, but loved it.
In other shows, we do have tomorrow comedy clubs like the Laugh Factory.
Tickets for Tonight is the leading discount ticket broker in all of Las Vegas. We sell shows to just about everything on the Strip, sporting events, music, magic, comedy, acrobatics, topless, the whole gamut. So we have a lot of options. We have people both inside of the store and outside of the store that are here to help you. We are well known for our amazing customer service. We greet every customer with a welcome to Tix for Tonight, what show are you looking for? And our people are specifically trained on all the shows in Las Vegas. So we are a one-stop shop type of concierge service where we're able to get all of the information, and that's just not the show information. Restaurant, tours, attractions, even the bus schedule. A lot of our agents are able to answer all of this information for you.
It's at 9 o'clock. We got their category number 2. That's normally $78 for $57. For 2.
It's super easy. All of our shows are listed on our giant TV screens out in front of our retail locations. Guests are able to walk up, see what's on the list, which is listed in alphabetical order. Our prices are listed so user-friendly because they include taxes, fees, everything. So it's all inclusive. The number you see on the board is what you pay, no hidden or extra fees. The best benefit of using Tix for Tonight is you can do same day or next day tickets at a fraction of the cost that you would pay at most of the box offices. So it's a wonderful benefit. If you're not quite set on your plans, or even if you want to plan on doing something at the last minute, then you can come to us and find a great selection of different opportunities. Maybe look into some of the shows on our website. TixForTonight.com has a show listing with availability of that current day, and it'll also give you up-to-date current information about all of the shows as well. So this way you can see, oh, maybe that one particular show is off on that Friday that you'll be coming to town. All of our shows change every day. We're able to give you a wide variety of the different selection based on what day of the week it is and what time of day it is. We can offer you shows that may be starting in the next hour or shows that may be starting later this evening. Just depends what works for you and your availability.
I'm giving you a voucher here, and you're going to the box office to get your seat assignment. You can do that anytime between now and 1 hour prior, okay?
When you have that one customer that is dying to see that one show, and the best part is it gives you this great opportunity to get them exactly what they were looking for and to give them all the information about it and to get it half price. It's like a total win-win situation. There's no bad in that.
Can you believe it? We got him on New Day Cleveland, and it's so nice to see you. We came to Las Vegas. I didn't expect you to have time to see us today.
Oh, David, anytime you need it, I'm here for you.
Really appreciate it. And I was walking down, what's this area called right here? Mandalay?
It's the Shops at Mandalay Place.
And I saw this place out there, and it says Rick's Boiler Room. And
Yep.
it looked like RX. I thought it was a drugstore because you had all those beakers out front there.
Well, that's the whole alchemy of food and drink. You know, there's a big slab there. That's our laboratory of concocted cocktails. It goes along with this American comfort food that we just have a little whimsical and have some fun with.
I say whimsical and have some fun with it indeed, because the thing that really drew my attention here is I know one time in the menu, or sometimes on special, you have a catfish sloppy Joe.
Yes, indeed. We love that.
Ever hear of that? How do you make one of those, and what goes into it?
All right, well, let me give you a little bit of the back history while I'm putting this together.
Okay.
First of all, in order to make the barbecue sauce, which is what this became. When I was doing research for my cookbook, Fish Without a Doubt, this is for making fish at home, making people feel that level of comfort.
So you're making a barbecue sauce right from scratch here.
Right, so this is sugar and water, and that's going to caramelize, and we're going to add some vinegar to it, and that's called a gastrique. That's in classical cuisine, all right? And that's the sweet and sour that you get when you taste the barbecue sauce.
A little tang.
So here I am in my mind trying to come up with a barbecue sauce that's going to go well with seafood. So we started off with the basics, okay? A little bit of vegetable oil in a pan, some fine diced onions, and a little bit of garlic, of course. So while that's sauteing, we perfume it with a little bit of fresh thyme leaves.
So aromatic, huh?
Aromatics is the name of the game, and a little bit extra oil is not going to hurt it. While that sautés.
Okay. We're getting it hot enough to welt now.
And you'll notice over here the water's in the sugar just starting to come to a boil. You'll see the bubbles will start to get slower, meaning that it's thickening up, becoming a syrup, and it's getting close to becoming a caramel. So we're gonna keep always ready, have the vinegar ready, while your onions, garlic, and thyme.
This catfish sloppy Joe is no joke.
No, but at this point, as I'm making this sauce, there was no catfish sloppy Joe in my mind. Simultaneously, as I was doing this this recipe development, I knew that I had to make more sandwiches, more burgers, more accessible fish preparations that people can more embrace, share with their family, share with their kids.
Another way to carry the fish around.
Exactly, but it had to be sustainable. So when I started doing my book, I was a bit of a fish snob. I would never cook catfish. I wouldn't serve catfish or tilapia. But for the purpose of this book, I had to. So, okay, so what are we gonna do? I took the catfish and the tilapia, broiled them. They came out nice and firm. The texture, it was held true. It was a sweet fish, and neutral. So with all of these massive flavors going on, something that can hold up and be meaty.
Yeah.
Bing, let's try catfish sloppy Joe.
So
and that was the bird.
flavors the fish.
Exactly. All right, so that is softened enough. This is where it's at its critical point. It's going to start to caramelize in just a second. We're close to the edge here, so we're not going to go anywhere. We're just going to keep a close eye on it.
Okay, I'll tell you what, when we come back after the break, we'll put that sauce together.
You bet.
It's been wonderful. I learned how to play craps. I'm a novice craps player. Not a winner, but a player. It's been great.
One thing that you do not want to do is breathe in the vapors once you've added the vinegar, because it's very strong. You don't want to be breathing in, you know, vapors of vinegar.
That's a pretty good welcome back to New Day Cleveland, I'll tell you.
So here we go. We add and shake. So now you see the darkening of that vinegar. We add our onions, garlic, and thyme. And there you go. That is the beginning of a classic barbecue sauce right there. Normally, if I was making a barbecue sauce for ribs or something, I would add some sort of a stock and cook this down to bring all the flavors together. So instead, I add fresh clam juice. These are clams that were put in a hot pan, a little water covered, and then they steam open and the juices come out. So you got all the components of a successful sauce. In order to make the sloppy joe itself, we add some larger diced onions and some bell peppers.
You've done this before.
Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite things, actually. You know, when we were kids growing up, I was one of 7 children. Both my parents worked. They'd come home maybe once a week or once every other week. We'd have sloppy joe, regular sloppy joe. It was like one of the happiest nights in the house. You know, everybody loved, you know, just a bun filled with this ooey gooey, delicious, usually meaty, but the meatiness is now being replaced with the subtlety of catfish. Very hot.
That'll cook fast, huh?
It does cook fast, and the thing of it is, catfish, you're not necessarily going to overcook it. Next thing we're going to add to our onions and peppers, some smoked paprika. Gives it that real red color.
I know there's a bunch of jars on the wall over there, so you collect a lot of spices over there.
It's like a laboratory
here.
It's
fabulous.
You know? We're constantly experimenting with fun stuff. This being just one of them.
I like that hole in the sidewalk out there, right over the sushi counter where the guy's making the sushi down there.
Yeah, you can see downstairs. That's RM Seafood. That's our bastion. All right, so this is a little loose right now. We're going to add it and allow it to finish reducing right in the pan. Look at that.
Isn't that funny how you discovered this? You know, all these years you're doing all these different cooking things. You come up with this idea driven by the cookbook, and how popular and the reaction to it is incredible.
Oh, it's heartwarming. It reminds you of a real sloppy joe, except that it's made with a sustainable seafood source. That's just about the right consistency right there, and we're just going to bring our mix over here.
Okay.
Take off our bun, nicely toasted. Now, what I like to do. Take a spoon, push it down a little bit.
Oh!
Give yourself a little indentation. Some place for that sloppy joe mix stuff.
Give it a home.
Hang into. Yeah, exactly. Now, simply, there's no right or wrong way to do this. Load it up. Now, what do I like to do?
Now.
Here's me. Pickles. Yeah, a chip or two.
Oh, give it some crunch.
Put the top on that. Put it on your plate. It's gonna ooze a little bit. That's what it's supposed to do.
It looks delicious.
Let me see. Oh, you're gonna love that.
Yeah, I gotta tell you something. It looks great. Looks, I'm gonna sneak a little side up here. I don't want to ruin that beautiful picture right now. But when you come to Las Vegas, you cannot not come see Rick Moon.
We're always playing around with food.
Oh, that is delicious.
Delicious, sustainable. RM Seafood downstairs, RX Boiler Room upstairs. You can't go wrong.
Thanks for taking me to school today.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome to Vegas.
Well, there it is. Betty Willis would be proud. That's right. Back in 1959, she made this sign for a salesman who wanted to say, "Come to Las Vegas. Las Vegas is great." And you know what? They never had the sign copyrighted, so wherever you go in Las Vegas, you see that sign on cups, on T-shirts, everywhere, all around town. That sign belongs to everybody. And as you can see, folks come out here to enjoy it. We've got Elvis Presley out here.
Just a hucka burning love.
We've got showgirls. We've got all kinds of great people out here, all celebrating Las Vegas. Well, we found a place here for New Day Cleveland. It's not about rolling the dice or shuffling the cards or anything like that. It's even bigger. It is more explosive. Is it called the Atomic Museum?
Atomic Testing Museum.
Atomic Testing Museum, and this is Michael. And what we're talking about is a museum that says what?
Well, this gives the history largely of the years of atomic testing in the United States, which was a significant contribution to our history. But we have a wide variety of exhibits here that study atomic energy. We have new exhibits coming online soon about radiation, medical uses of radiation, aside from kind of a chronological history of atomic testing.
Okay, so when you come to Las Vegas, a lot of younger people, they don't realize that we were in a war, World War II, that required a great device to help win the war, to save lives. And a lot of that work was done near here, and it's represented here.
Yes, and the history is detailed here. And then, of course, we went into a Cold War, where there was a great sense of tension in this nuclear arms race that lasted for many years.
So what is this big garbage can here?
Well, this is a hydrogen bomb. This was in the nuclear stockpile in the early 1950s.
So this says 9 megatons. So how is that like when people are talking about like Hiroshima or Nagasaki?
The Hiroshima bombs were measured in kilotons. Now they were large, but megatons are hydrogen devices, thermonuclear devices, and they're many, many, many times larger.
I liked it when I first walked into the exhibit. It's sort of like on a timeline. I saw a flag from a foreign country, and all of a sudden I saw a bunch of storytelling take place here. So when you walk through here, you see a lot of different things, don't you?
It's quite a variety of exhibits that detail the history of above ground testing and underground testing. By the 1953 or 63, excuse me, the testing in the United States went underground at the nuclear test site near Las Vegas.
They were actually blowing up bombs above ground right next to Las Vegas.
They did over 100 above ground tests here in Las Vegas. You could see some of the nuclear plumes from the city.
So would people would this be like a spectator sport? People come out and watch when the bomb goes off?
Well, they probably weren't announced that well, but there were times where there were photos taken of the nuclear blast, and I'm sure they attracted a lot of attention.
So how many times did they do it above ground before they moved to underground?
There were about 123 above ground tests, and about 920 some below ground tests after that.
And we're talking about, we talked about the war years and to win a war, but also this was research to stop wars, right?
The intent behind building arms or developing or testing nuclear weapons was to prevent a war, not to start a war.
So people see some of this stuff here. This is from the World Trade Center.
Yes, this is a very unique example or exhibit we have from the World Trade Center towers. We even have a piece of the Berlin Wall that came down.
If people want to come here with their family, like what kind of admission is it for adults and kids?
We have a lot of special rates. We have some great opportunities on Groupon. If you go to Groupon, the basic rate is about $23, but there's special deals for that and for families.
And how long to go through the museum?
You want to give yourself at least an hour to 2 hours. If you're really into the history, you can spend more time than that.
And for me, it's fascinating to look backwards to, I was born about the time they were putting this stuff together, so to see this stuff and see history come to life is really something special.
It is fascinating history, and you have flashbacks of the days of the bomb shelters and the duck and cover that you see on the old television shows.
Yeah.
And it's really very historic and nostalgia for a lot of people.
So we've barely scratched the surface here.
We have a wonderful gift shop, a lot of nearby attractions. So this is just a small part of a big tourist attraction here in Las Vegas.
And no, Michael will not set off an atomic bomb, but you can see what one does if in fact someone does someday. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Speaking of begging, we're begging you to come back for one of the biggest shows in Vegas.
I came on this trip with 8 other widows. We called ourselves the Wild Widowed Women, and we are having a ball.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch.
So you're Frankie Valli in the show Jersey Boys right now in Vegas at Paris.
That's right.
And you've done this before.
I have, yes. I've been kind of all over the world with this show. I was on the national tour, I was with the Broadway company, and now I call Las Vegas home for the past 2 years.
Somebody told me you've done Las Vegas before too, like when it was first started here?
Yes, I was part of the original company here as an understudy then, and moved up through the ranks, and here I am.
Yeah, a terrific show wherever it plays, but what do you think makes it the perfect fit for Vegas? There's something about it to me, it just sort of dovetails perfectly.
Yeah, you know, it's sort of a throwback Vegas feel here when everybody kind of got dressed up in suits and everything, and this is the music of that era when Vegas was really starting to come up, and audiences have just fallen in love with it here, and we just celebrated 5 years not too long ago here in Las Vegas, and that was a major milestone for us, and you know, hopefully we'll celebrate 5, 10, 15 more.
Put your loving hands out, baby. Begging, begging you. Put your loving hands out, baby. Riding high when I was king. Played it hard and
So you're a young man, you're a lot younger than the real Frankie Valli. What is it about the music that you feel really good about, that you really sink your teeth in?
Well, you know, I actually grew up with this stuff. I'm actually from New Jersey, believe it or not. Italian, so I mean, right down the line, it's like you check off the boxes where this role fit for me. And so I grew up with this music. The Four Seasons are hometown heroes for us in New Jersey. And you know, it's just that blue collar kind of sound where everybody loves this music.
How do you learn how to do that? How do you
you
copy this guy?
Part of it was just kind of there, and then it was a lot of work getting ready to go and hit these high falsetto notes. I mean, yeah, were big shoes to step into here. I mean, he's known for that sound.
How did they get so many guys to be able to do it, to put on this suit?
They've looked all over the world and you know, hired guys like me to fill the spots, and I mean, the show is running in London right now, South Korea, if you can believe it. You know, the show is just taking the world by storm.
They should have a college for all you guys to go to together.
They actually have a thing called Frankie Camp that I had to do when I auditioned for this role. Yeah, they would take all the potential Frankies to New York and put us through a rigorous audition process, and at the end of it, we had to audition for the real Frankie Valli, Bob Gaudio, who wrote most of the Four Seasons songs. So yeah, they actually have Frankie Camp, if you can believe it.
Awesome. And you know, another thing gets me about the show too, it starts out as sort of like it's like a social thing. You're sort of immersed in the social interaction of the characters in the cast, but by the end of the show, it seems like the audience is part of that. I mean, they're almost dancing in the aisles.
They are, and that's the thing that's been so great about this show, is that I feel like people feel an ownership of it when they come to see it, and they want to come back, and they feel like, oh, they're part of this story, and it's a true story that these guys lived, and I think that's really what connects people to this show, is they get to see a rags to riches story through all the ups and downs through their career.
Check it out, Neon Museum. This is a very special place because everything you look at here sort of tells a story or makes you think of something that happened in your own past. This is Danielle, you're the director of Neon Museum.
Yes.
It's right next to a place called Boneyard Park, and when you come down Las Vegas Boulevard, you see this place on the right, it's like full of color, isn't it?
Full of color, incredibly scaled signs. I don't think everyone realized just how big the signs are because, you know, they're up really high in the sky, and once you're standing next to them, it's pretty incredible. A lot of history here.
Yeah, well, it is a walk down the memory lane for a lot of folks, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is. We get visitors who love Las Vegas history, love that mid-century sort of cool kitsch or maybe Googie design, atomic age sort of design. But then we also get people who have incredible memories about Las Vegas, family members being married here. Maybe they love the old TV shows that were shot here, classic films.
I've seen these signs in a lot of movies. In fact, I've seen people do movies where they're running around these exact signs, right?
Yes, we host a lot of commercial photo shoots here. So as well as providing tours to visitors to Las Vegas who want to learn more about the history of sign design in Las Vegas, and also just a little bit more about the history of the city in general.
Check this out, Stardust. Now, I remember seeing this when I was a kid.
Yes. This actually, well, you know, the Stardust is really, really special in terms of not just, it holds a great deal of memories for people, but also, you know, the Stardust is an incredible example of innovation in sign design in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So you've got an example with the Stardust of one of the first instances of signage, architecture, and theme of place sort of integrated in one building. It's kind of incredible. The tours, they're small, about 20 people, and our docents are incredibly informed and just absolutely passionate about the signs. But it really, because of the size of the tours, there's an exchange of information. So often on tours, people tell their own stories about the signs. So it's a really wonderful oral history experience.
What's it cost to do something like this, to go on a tour?
It's $18 to go on a tour. We have evening tours as well, and those are $25.
And it's lit up a little bit, huh?
It is. It's
I
lit
bet it's
up.
cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's magical. Our last tour, right now, this time of year, our last tour leaves at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
So in the summer, it'd go a little bit later so that you can show them.
We do, because we can't give tours in the middle of the day in the summer. It's a little hot.
Yeah, I tell you, man, I was a little kid the first time I went to Las Vegas, and I see things here I remember, and it's just, it's fantastic. It's a trip down memory lane.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We'll leave them with this picture right here. Wedding information.
Yes.
All those signs all over Las Vegas, and they live on that style.
Absolutely. Here,
It's a terrific
in Las
place.
Vegas and in the Neon Museum.
It's a beautiful place, the Neon Museum, and you can't lose on this one. I want to ask you, what's wrong with this omelet? Why is it so big?
You mean, why is it so small?
Look at that. It's a diner, it's a nightclub, it's an iconic Vegas restaurant. Still more New Day Cleveland right after this.
The trip was fabulous. We saw everything. The group is great, and we can't wait to come on another trip with you.
Best Bets Las Vegas, New Day Cleveland style, and we're at a place called the Peppermill. Like this, Peppermill, right? And I'm with Peg right now, who's been at the Peppermill how many years?
40.
40 years. And this is one of those places, we're talking about best bets. This is not a place that's like geared for just like tourists. This is where everybody comes, right?
Everybody comes here. Celebrities, out-of-towners, I mean, locals, news celebrity, everybody comes here.
I want to ask you, what's wrong with this omelet? Why is it so big?
You mean, why is it so small?
Look at that.
That is actually a little smaller than normal, to tell you the truth. That's what we built on. Good value, good food for a great price on the strip. Park outside, walk in.
Oh, I tell you, it is a great looking place too. It's
Thank you.
It's sort of like a retro looking spot.
It is. It's very retro.
I like most places with mirrored ceilings too, huh?
I know, huh?
Very
Some
Las
people say,
Vegas.
where's the poles for the strip club, but you know.
I'm digging that.
Yeah.
So there's 10 eggs in this omelet?
Yes, there is.
Okay, so what's the stuff that's sitting around here with it?
This is for our nachos, our famous nachos, and that comes with jalapenos, black olives, onions, tomatoes, the cheese, and then this is the spicy beef that you can dip in it, and then this is the bean and cheese dip.
This thing is so big, it's almost like at the car show where they put the automobile on a rotator, so you can
We
rotate
could
it
put
around
wheels
like
on
that.
it, couldn't we?
Yeah, that's beautiful. So everything's big here, and you know what's great about this place too? It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but breakfast could be at midnight, dinner could be at 9 a.m. in the morning. It's whatever you want it to be.
Anytime, day or night.
And look at this, this looks like Carmen Miranda's hat. What is this thing? This is unbelievable.
This
Slide
is-
in here, man.
This is one of our original menu items. It's been on the menu since we opened December 26th of 72. It's the fresh fruit plate. It also comes with a freshly made loaf of banana nut bread that we make from scratch here, and marshmallow sauce. And everybody that brings anybody that hasn't been here before makes them order that just to get them the first time.
Peggy, I love the place. Don't forget Peppermill, but what's really cool about the Peppermill, you come in here, you got Nick making this great stuff. beautiful food. You got Peggy to talk to, who is a blast. But how about? I hear there's a fire in the
There
in the
is.
bar.
It is. It's a beautiful, most famous fire. Actually, it was in the movie Casino.
So check it out. This is connected to the Pepper Mill. It's the Fireside Lounge. So you got that great restaurant outside, 24 hours, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever you want. And here we have Bo. I just saw your mom and your brother Nick. Nick makes a great fruit plate, man.
He does. He makes some good fruit.
I'll tell you what. And what's this that you made here? This thing looks like it's got antlers on it. What is it?
This is our scorpion. This is our signature 64-ounce scorpion.
So everything is big here?
Everything is big. Go big or go home.
No, go big or go home. So this
Yes, sir.
looks like it's for 2 people. And somebody told me that your Bloody Mary is an awesome creation, too.
It's awesome. It's made from scratch. I think one of the last places that actually makes them from scratch.
Can you make one?
Absolutely, I can for you.
Let's see you do that. Can I have a shot of this?
Oh, absolutely.
Check this out, huh? What's in this thing?
This is going to be 2 shots of cherry brandy, 2 shots of rum, and 2 shots of vodka. A little bit of pineapple juice, some grenadine, and ice cream. We mix it all up, throw it in there, and we hope you guys have a good night.
It's been a long time since I had a drink with an umbrella, but that is pretty tasty. Okay, so is any secrets going to reveal here?
It's pretty simple. I think that's something that people like. I think that's kind of the mystere behind it is. Got some celery salt, just some black pepper.
Your mom was telling me Nick Cage was in here drinking not too long ago.
He was, actually. We just had Nicolas Cage, Carrot Top, and Vince Neil, actually, over there at First Chandelier. And they were over here and hanging out. And
so Pepper Mill's the hot spot for the hot shots.
It is. It's the hot spot for the hot shots.
I dig that fire pit thing, too.
Oh, it's awesome. People love it. Couples, friends, families, they come in town, hang out. And it's just really relaxing, kind of gets you away. Old Vegas, really retro. And the history behind it is, I think, what makes it so special.
And I understand, I think one of the things that people enjoy most is the way the drink is finally finished.
Absolutely.
That's because of Claudia, right?
She's pretty beautiful, isn't she?
She's very beautiful, and the drink is beautiful, too.
Everybody seems to love working here, so
well, I love visiting. Thank you a lot, Bo. It's one of our best bets, Las Vegas. We sit for breakfast, but it's any time of day, right?
Yes, sir. Any time of day, all day.
Well, as this show comes to an end, my biggest job is put in front of me, and that is to find all of our viewers who came with us because they had such a great time here in Las Vegas, thanks to Canary Travel. They're still out there. We have to make an airplane. We are coming home. But I want to remind you folks that I did learn how to make a catfish sloppy joe here. So when you come here, you can learn something that you've never done before. I hope you had fun on this version, this edition of New Day Cleveland. I'm David Moss, and I'll see you on the next one. So long. It's only 10 o'clock. It's sort of strange, 10 o'clock in the morning for a Browns game, don't you think?
Yeah, it's different.
Was it hard getting up to go to the Browns game today?
No.
Okay, now
I'm an early bird.
You're an early bird, a real trooper. Okay, the big question is, how much did you bet on the Browns game today?
Not a penny.
Not a penny?
Not a penny.
Where's the faith?
Oh, right here.
Are we watching the Browns game or playing a little gambling game here?
Both.
Doing both at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Are you having a great time on the trip?
Always with you guys.
How many New Day Cleveland trips have you and your wife been on with us?
I think this is the fifth or sixth, yeah.
Okay, I think what the Browns really need, maybe the Browns fans need, what are these 2 drinks?
Bloody Marys, spicy Bloody Marys.
No, okay, so it's only 10 o'clock in the morning. Is that too early to drink in Las Vegas?
Never early for Vegas.